France 2, Brazil 1 in a friendly game. That result on its own, it's nothing to panic about, right? Brazil losing 2-1 to France. France is probably the best team in the world right now, at least on paper, when you have Kylian Mbappe, Dembele, Desire Doué is coming off the bench, Upamecano, many good players. But if you were a Brazilian fan, you would have panicked years ago. Brazil's been terrible since 2023. Abysmal, right? They've been horrible. However, even though they only lost to France 2-1, this was quite a bad game from Brazil. Believe me, we're going to talk about that. So, what did we learn? Hello. If you're new here, I'm Filippo, and welcome to Chapéu Football, where we provide the best coverage of Brazilian and South American football in English on YouTube. So today, I want to start the 7 Things We Learned series here at the channel. Right? We do that for Tactical Manager TV for the United States. I want to do that for Brazil. We're following a Brazil game. I tell you 7 things that I learned, 7 lessons. And listen, some things I'm going to say might bother you. Some things you might enjoy. I'm just trying to be rational. I'm just trying to be fair and direct. I'm just going to call a spade, okay? Try not to be biased here. So if I criticize your favorite player, I'm sorry, but that's probably going to happen, especially after the game I just watched. And literally, when I saw Leo Pereira taking a free kick for the Brazilian national team, when we got the red card, we had a dangerous free kick against France. And we were down 1-0. And then we had Leo Pereira take the free kick. That's when I know everything was wrong. Reset the router. Everything's going downhill. The Wi-Fi ain't working. Nothing is working for this national team. But there's a lot more to talk about, okay? So don't forget to drop a like in this video right now if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel as well. And let me know in the comment section, what did you learn from Brazil 1, France 2? Let's roll the intro and start with my lesson number 1. Lesson number 1. The Brazilian national team did not look comfortable with Ancelotti's reactive approach. What do I mean by that? So, France is a better team than Brazil right now. They have better players. I'm sorry, look, I'm Brazilian American. I'm a fan of the Brazilian national team. But as I said, I'm going to call a spade a spade. France has better players than Brazil. They're a better team. So, a reactive approach is to let France have the ball. You defend, soak up pressure, and try to counterattack, right? Well, in the past, Brazil would actually dominate possession, dominate the opponent, but we can't do that when we play a France or, honestly, Spain these days, and maybe even countries like England, who knows? So I like the fact that Ancelotti tried a reactive approach. That was very obvious in the first half. Now, did it work? No. The Brazilian national team did not look comfortable with it. I don't know if it's always going to be like that, but he doesn't have much time. And unfortunately, if that approach doesn't work, there's no way we win the World Cup. I'm sorry, we're not going to outplay France. We're not going to outplay Spain. And if the team can't figure out how to play on a counterattack, it's not going to work. Lesson number 2. There are a lot of issues with this Brazilian national team, generation, World Cup cycle, whatever you want to call it. But the fullbacks, the laterais, they are bad. Like, this generation of fullbacks for Brazil is abysmal. Douglas Santos is as mediocre as it gets. He's not horrible, but he's just bang average on everything. Doesn't really offer much going forward. Defensively, he's there. He's okay. Wesley is chaotic. He's 8 or 800, right? He either does something incredible or freaking gives away a bad pass to the guy that's like 5 meters or 5 yards away from you. So you can't win a World Cup if Wesley is your starting right back. You can't win a World Cup if Douglas Santos is your starting left back. And then you look into other options that Brazil may have. And unfortunately, I only see one solution. There are no good options. That's the reality. So if I was Carlo Ancelotti, I would focus on just playing a center back as a fullback, like Militão as the right back. And honestly, they're going to say Alexandre is a left back, but I would just put someone that can play as a left back that is more defensive oriented. So if the fullbacks are going to suck and be bad, at least be good defensively. Okay? That's my point. But this generation of fullbacks, it's incredible how mediocre they are. And I'm not saying Wesley, for example, is a terrible player. He's just so inconsistent on the field. He can give you a really good moment and then have some abysmal moments throughout the game. There's no consistency there. Too hectic. So fullbacks, the lesson here is just put a center back a zagueiro as a fullback. Okay, that's it. Lesson number 3 is about Casemiro, and I have massive respect for this player because he was incredible. When he was a Real Madrid player, he won 3 Champions Leagues, if I'm not mistaken. And even in Brazil, he was quite good. But I'm afraid that 2022 was the last peak Casemiro that we've seen. And honestly, he was already kind of declining in 2022. Right now, Casemiro is slow. There's no mobility. He can no longer cover ground like he used to. He cannot tackle like he used to. And he was never really good on the ball, right? He was average on the ball. He wasn't very technical, but he was very good at everything else. Covering ground, tackling, defending, mobility, moving. He lost all of that. Like, he is well past his prime. He didn't look like a good player. He's been having a lot of ups and downs with Manchester United. He is even the big reason why we conceded the first goal. He lost the ball very easily in the midfield to the French player. They had a quick transition, and then Mbappe ran through Léo Pereira and Bremer, maybe more on Léo Pereira, and then he scored. What are we doing? Why is Carlo Ancelotti trying to build the midfield around Casemiro? Why is Casemiro a locked-in starter? I get it. Leadership. Hey, hooray. Well, if it's leadership, call up Thiago Silva to be a center back. I just don't understand it. You watch Casemiro play and you're seeing it. You're like, this is not the same player he once was. Why is he there? You want to have him on the bench? You need to like hold a lead late in the game? Sure, whatever. And he has experience. But trying to build the midfield around Casemiro is complete nonsense. And that's what Ancelotti is doing. And that stubbornness from him will come back to bite him. Lesson number 4 is about Vinicius Jr. And listen, some of you are going to say this is an overreaction just because he had a very bad performance against France. Well, Vinicius has like 46 or 47 games for the Seleção Brasileira. That's a lot of games. And out of those 46 or 47, he might have like 5 good games and 40 terrible games. That was one of them. It's time to bench him. Like, how much is too much? He's just a starter no matter what. We gave him the number 10. That was an abysmal performance. Why is he not being benched? And what's wrong with him? Because I watch Real Madrid quite a bit. And Vinicius is good. He's a very good player. He's a world-class player. But for Brazil, he is a scrub. He's a terrible player. Some players just don't have it, right? They put on the yellow jersey of Brazil, even though this is not the Brazilian yellow jersey. I have it. I probably should have put it on. And they just can't perform. Now, let me ask you one question. Have you ever seen a Brazilian player like Vinicius Jr.? I have seen players from Brazil that play well for club and don't play well for country. And vice versa, right? That play well for country and don't play well for club. But I have never seen a player of Vinicius Jr.'s caliber. This is a player that has won the Champions League twice. He was a Ballon d'Or contender. That's as if like Rivaldo, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Neymar, those guys couldn't perform for the national team but did for the club. Have we ever had a Brazilian player as good as Vinicius Jr.? Because I don't care what you say. He's a very good player. Watch Real Madrid. He's a world-class player. He's incredible. Have we ever had a player at this level suck so badly for the national team? I can't remember one. And you guys may be saying, why are you criticizing only Vinicius? What about Rafinha? Yeah, he was ass too. Again, he's been terrible for the national team as well. I just hold Vinicius to a higher standard. Like, I'm not going to compare Vinicius to Martinelli. I don't expect anything from Martinelli. So I think for the next game, it's probably time to bench Vinicius and to bench Rafinha and to bench Martinelli. Give other guys a shot. I think Matheus Cunha was fine. Let him play. Let João Pedro play a bit more. Give Endrick a shot. I thought Luis Henrique, that I'm going to talk about very soon, should start. Bench Rafinha. Bench Vinicius. And bench Martinelli. Which brings us to lesson number 5, which is about Luis Henrique. This wasn't the first time that Luis Henrique has performed well for Brazil. And sure, I heard he's struggling in Russia. I don't watch the Russian league. I watched him for Botafogo, and he was brilliant in Brazil when he played for Botafogo. I don't know how he's doing in Russia, okay? I'm not watching the Russian league. I don't want to do that. I have better things to do with my life. But with the national team, he once again was quite good. He got an assist. He was very dangerous, very active against France. So if it's merit-based, Luis Henrique has to start the next game. He has to. Now, I'm not saying start him in the World Cup. I think you definitely bring him to the World Cup. He should be in the roster. I think he's better than Martinelli, for example, Luis Henrique. But next game, I believe we play Croatia, right? Next game on Tuesday. Start him. See how he does. because it's not the first time he's performed well for the national team. Now, a few other players I want to talk about. Bremer was a bit inconsistent, but overall, I thought he was decent. He should be the backup of Gabriel Magalhães and Marquinhos, and he scored a goal too. And on the ball, he created a nice chance at the end that Vinicius Jr. wasted. Andre Santos, I didn't think he was great, but he wasn't bad. I think Casemiro was a big issue in the midfield, and Andre Santos was fine. I think he deserves another shot. Besides that, I don't have many good things to say about the other players. So, anyhow, lesson number 5, Luis Enrique should be a starter next game. Okay, 2 more lessons. And if you made it this far in the video, drop a like right now if you haven't already, a comment in the YouTube algorithm to help us out, and subscribe. Lesson number 6. We got 2 more to go. Lesson number 6 is the Brazilian national team has a Neymar problem. And you're going to say, okay, so let's bring Neymar. Problem solved. No. The Neymar problem is not solved by bringing Neymar. Neymar is not the solution. The Neymar we're watching right now, Santos, is not the same Neymar we've seen in the past. Neymar is not as fast as he used to be. He's fit, right? He's in shape. But there's also a technical problem with Neymar right now. Like, if you just watch Santos, you'll know what I'm talking about. Just to cut things short and just go straight to the point, because I made a whole video dedicated to Neymar. You guys can go watch that. Neymar is not playing well for Santos. And if it's merit-based, he does not deserve to be with the national team. Okay, just to make that clear. So what is this Neymar problem that I'm talking about? I think that Neymar has become a distraction, and that a lot of these players that have always lived under the shadow of Neymar, Brazil for the past 10 to 15 years roughly, has had Neymar be the guy. Neymar carry this team. Neymar do this. Neymar do that. And the players always look up to him. And it feels like a lot of these players are just kind of hoping that, because they talk about it in the press conferences. They talk about Neymar all the time. Neymar's coming back. Oh, he'll be in the World Cup. Why? Why will he be in the World Cup? Just because it's Neymar? Well, then bring Ronaldinho, right? I mean, it's Ronaldinho. The players seem to hope and think that Neymar is just going to come back and save their asses. They think that's going to happen, right? No one wants to step up. And that's the Neymar problem. For over a decade, Neymar has carried this team, carried this generation. And then now that Neymar has had injuries and he's older and he can't do that anymore, no one is stepping up. Vinicius is not stepping up. Rafinha, Endrick is too young. Matheus Cunha was fine in the game, but maybe just not his level to step up like at Neymar. No one is doing it. That's the Neymar problem. These guys, probably Rafinha, Vinicius, I don't know. Maybe they just think Neymar is going to come back and save them. It's not going to happen. Neymar is not going to save them. Neymar very likely won't go to the World Cup. And even if he goes, he'll probably be a backup. And he's not going to be the Neymar you guys had in 2014, 2018, and even 2022. That's not the Neymar you're going to get. And I'm going to say one thing too. If Ancelotti had called up Neymar to this camp in March and Neymar played against France yesterday, he would have been exposed. This fast, physical French side would have exposed Neymar. He probably would barely have touched the ball. He would not dribble past anyone. He would not have created anything. He would have performed a lot worse than like Matheus Cunha. Because if he played, he would play that Matheus Cunha role and he would have been bad. Okay? If you watch Santos, you agree with me. If you don't watch Santos and you're a Neymar fanboy, whatever, you're not going to agree with me. And listen, I'm a big Neymar fan. To me, he's the second best Brazilian player that I have ever seen, only behind Ronaldo. Okay, but it's the reality. Lesson number 7 is this game was a big wake-up call, right? We finally faced a team with Ancelotti that is a legit World Cup contender. France could very well win the 2026 World Cup, and we didn't really pass the test. It was only a 2-1 win, but we played the entire second half with an extra player. And honestly, France was clearly, like, watch the game, France was clearly the better team. And then people are saying, the team will click. The team ain't ready. Fellas, the World Cup is around the corner. We're 2 months away. Ancelotti has one more game, and then he calls up the roster. When will this team be ready? I think it's not really about being ready. There is a lack of quality. Now, the World Cup is a short tournament, and sometimes the team can catch fire in the right time, and things just line up, and it works, right? But right now, it's very unlikely that things will work out. Unless you believe that Vinicius Jr. and Rafinha will magically, after years and years of underperforming for the national team, they'll magically turn it up in the World Cup where the pressure is much higher. Unless you believe that, unless you believe the fullbacks won't be an issue, unless you believe every center back will be available, Marquinhos and Magalhães, unless you believe Ancelotti will have the balls or will bench Casemiro, unless you believe all of that, it's becoming tougher to believe that Brazil will win the Hexa, the sixth trophy, right? It's becoming very tough. Now, once again, the World Cup is a short tournament. Things can happen, players can catch fire, good form, and things can go your way. But right now, I'm not very optimistic. Not because of this game. This game was a problem, but the entire cycle. Okay? All right, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like before you go right now. Subscribe to the channel, and that's all for today. Brazil lost to France, but we move on. And even though I'm not super optimistic, I will still believe Brazil can win the Hexa, or the sixth trophy, the sixth World Cup, until we are actually eliminated from the World Cup. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.